Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Nick.
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 Shane.
Hey, it's Nick. Hi, I'm Nick. Hey, everybody. Happy New Year.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
Nick Wildstar.
And I'm Shane Driscoll.
Yeah. And we're Nick and Shane. Welcome back to the Nick and Shane show. All of you people out there for following us throughout our journey, the last few episodes, 9 episodes through the last few months of last year, I guess, leading into 2022, which we are now in. We're in the future, Shane.
Yeah,
We made
man.
it.
Dude, I'm just grateful that they brought us back for another season of Nick and Shane show.
Right?
I was worried. I thought I came in a little hot at the negotiating table when I was trying to negotiate things for us, but yeah, they brought us back. So
Yeah, they didn't cancel us. So,
Yeah.
we're doing good so far.
feeling good about 2022.
All right, good. So am I. And to all of you out there watching the Nick and Shane show, please feel free to jump into the conversation. Just click that link in the description where you can jump into the studio and join us in today's conversation. Or, of course, if you're watching and you don't want to do that, you can feel free to just make a comment or ask us a question, and we'll go ahead and drop that during the chat. So, Shane, how was your New Year, man? I mean, we got locked down here in California. We were told that we had to wear masks for 15 days, starting December 15th to January 15th. And then, I guess just recently this week, they said they're going to extend that from January 15th to February 15th.
Yeah.
So,
And I heard as a result, LA might lose the Super Bowl.
yeah. And
I love it. Look,
right.
man, Nick, I love you, man. You're my friend, but anything bad that can happen to California is a good thing for the rest of the country. I don't want bad things to happen to you personally.
Started to see that.
It's how many more consequences can you poor people handle?
I don't know, man. It seems like the people here can't get enough of totalitarianism. You know what I mean?
It's there's a serious masochistic movement going on.
It really is. I think it's something to do with the liberal left, and then making people feel like they're the better of the two lesser evils. When really they're just as evil as
Right.
the alternative. So
Yep.
it's like, but like you said, this conditioning into masochism to say, hey, we're taking care of you, and people, getting beat up right in front of their eyes and not saying enough is enough. What's the safe word here in California where we can finally say enough is enough?
I would have picked something obvious. Yeah, I would have gone with something obvious like liberty. Once you hear the word liberty, California, just back off, please.
Right.
Don't touch me there.
Straight up, yeah. Well, we need to get to that point where they start using that word liberty liberally.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's what we need to do. Use that word liberty more liberally in California. But we want to talk about 2022 since we are now leading into this year. And there's a few things that happen at the end of the year that can actually give us a heads up of, I guess, what we should expect this coming year. One of the last few things we talked about was the Ghislaine Maxwell case, Ghislaine Maxwell, whatever, Jeffrey Epstein's other half, where they were, child trafficking and sex trafficking kids, pretty much pedophiles, and where he was killed in jail or died or whatever you want to call it. She's still alive and she was on trial, and we were talking about that. That trial actually wrapped up, and she was found guilty. So Shane made a prediction to say that pretty much nothing was going to happen. She'll get found guilty. People will be satiated. The media will make it seem like, justice was served and life will go on. So what say you, Shane? You think you're going to be right on the money with that?
Well, as it turns out, there's some drama. I just learned about this last night, and probably people who watch the news are in the know, but the drama that's going on here is, I guess there was a juror who didn't disclose that they were sexually abused as a kid, I guess. And that's kind of pertinent information to know, and like how that juror got in there or whatever. But apparently the judge is considering a retrial.
Oh my goodness. No, I did not hear that. That's news to me. I just heard that a lot because of the information that came out. They're now looking into Prince Andrew, which could possibly end up being the next big case from this whole Epstein revelation deal. But there's so many power players involved. You would think that, there would be a list of people, that are going to be prosecuted because of this case. But it seems to be, not much happening from it,
No, it's it got everyone's attention. It was a lot of fun, and now there's a conspiracy and a mystery to figure out, and anyone who thinks they'll have the answer, they'll be wrong, even if they're right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the sentencing is going to be for her, seeing as there was so many charges, and I guess the accumulation of all of that should lead to a life sentence, but we'll see what happens. I mean, this is federal court and federal prison where people get to kick up their feet and just get to enjoy life, James Ergod in the house, he says not a retrial. It would dismiss the case from what I saw.
Dismiss it entirely.
So
there you have it. There's your drama, man. There's your drama. How did that juror get on that jury? Just now, how the heck did that happen?
Unless it was meant to happen that way.
No conspiracies.
No orchestration there,
No, nothing to see. It happens all the time.
No,
rape victims end up on rape juries.
With it.
What's that?
I said, not saying that Comey's wife had any or daughter had anything to do with it, since I believe that she was the lead prosecutor on this trial.
Oh, really?
James Ergod says that would suck. Hope I'm wrong. Yeah. James Comey, he was the ex-FBI director, right?
Right.
And his daughter is the prosecutor on this case. I think she was assigned to the Epstein case too, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a lot of people tied into this. We'll see what happens over the course of the next 365 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with this newest development that James is talking about, saying that it's a possibility that this case could be dismissed and she goes free. What will happen then? But yeah, other I guess possibilities of prosecutions like with Prince Andrew. What's so funny, Shay?
It's just the fact that it's all such nonsense, man. Look, for the victims, of course you feel awful for the victims. But that we're all wrapped up and we're all tied up in like what happens in the outcome of this case, it will have no impact outside of the victims. It will have no impact on anyone's life. And yet we're wrapped up in this thing like it's the biggest, most important, well, now it's the second most important.
Because like I said, of all of the people that are involved, these are high profile people, whether they be politicians or part of the monarchy or whatever the case may be. These are world influencers and people with a lot of money and power. So depending on their position and role in our society, yes, it should have an impact on our day-to-day life. Like with the politicians, Bill Clinton made several trips to Epstein Island.
Right.
They bring any prosecution into him and what he's done and the money that's gone into his foundation, him and his wife's foundation, since she's been there too. How much of that money that went into their foundations from donations came from philandering with this guy, going out to parties or mixers or whatever the case may be, where they got to rub elbows with big donors to pour money into their shit.
Okay, but let me ask you this though, Nickolas. It's the Clintons we're talking about here, right?
Yes.
Do you think Epstein's the grossest money in their coffers?
No, not at all.
I mean, that's what
it's supposed to be the one string we're supposed to be pulling to unravel everything, then somebody's got to be brave enough to do that. And if the prosecutors in our country have been too pussy enough to do such a thing, and that has nothing to do with women genitalia, by the way, that's the word pusillanimous. Look it up. It's a real word. So they have lacked the bravery, to do what's necessary, to do their job. That's all we're asking them to do. That's all we're paying them to do as taxpayers.
Well, okay. Again, then I go back to, okay, you think of all the things taxpayers pay for. Of those things, which of those work? Like ever?
True. And you would think that our law system would be, I guess the cornerstone of where all of that money is being spent, since that is the foundation of our nation, is the laws that it's built upon, and if it lacks that principle, that character, then what do we got? A whole bunch of
know what? I'll be honest with you, Nick. I think one of the things, since we're talking about what's going to happen in 2022, I think one of the things that's going to start to happen in 2022 is that people are going to start to recognize that America being a nation of laws, right? Being a nation of laws is not adequate to being a good nation, to being a moral nation, to being a happy people, to being a successful nation. The law, unfortunately, kids, is just a tad overrated, and it's actually oppressive and hurting far more people than it's helping. And I think 2022 is the year that people are going to start to recognize that, my God, it's true. Everything these guys touch does go to shit. Doesn't matter if it's at a state level, doesn't matter if it's at a federal level. These people, I think people are going to start to recognize that. Yeah, I don't know. I just look at what happened.
I agree. I believe that this will be the year that you have a shift in awareness among the adults worldwide to say, you know what? The people we put in charge to run, the day-to-day operations of our society, since that's their damn job, don't really have a fucking clue what they're doing. Right. They're people that are out for their own type of, selfish intentions, whether it's getting rich or, being in a position of power so they can rule over others or whatever the case may be. But that they're human, just like us. They're not them, they're us, and they start acting on, you know what? I don't like you anymore, and you got to go. So hopefully we'll see some rebellion from the human population this year.
Oh, I think it's already started.
Yeah.
It started in Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, yeah, it's definitely happening there. And bravo to Kazakhstan. All the people there, power to the people of Kazakhstan. And it's gas prices. You would think America.
I don't think it is over gas prices. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that was one of the key things that they said was the price of oil.
I'm guessing it. Look, that did happen, right? The price of gas shot up. The whole freaking thing is monopolized. There's a single family that basically monopolizes all industries for the country, and one part of the family owns the oil and gas industry, and they just doubled their prices. And yeah, everyone was pissed about it, but that's not the only thing that these people are pissed off about, right? They have some very oppressive COVID restrictions going on in Kazakhstan.
Right.
And you take that, an economy that's sucking, people that have been like basically reduced to being in prison, right? They're already living in a dictatorship as it is. I think the people, man, I think the people just lost it, and they've had enough. And here's the thing, man, there wasn't a government building that went unscathed, man. They were all on fire. The government resigned. Right?
I know, right?
It was a thing of beauty. And then what happened? They shut off the internet. And then announced that Uncle Pootie's coming to save us, send us some troops.
Right.
And now we'll see. We'll see what happens in Kazakhstan, because I don't think we're that far off from that kind of stuff happening in Europe. In Eastern Europe, I'm telling you, man.
New York, man. I mean, they're getting arrested for going to Applebee's without, presenting their vaccination cards, which people don't want to equate to Nazi Germany. Show me your paper.
Yeah.
Laws, but it's the equivalent of now in the 22nd century, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So,
look, if not Nazi Germany, we're going to say communist Soviet Union.
Right.
Where's your paper, comrades? Did you want to step out your front door? Prove you're you. Prove. It's disgusting.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Like I said, it's already happening in our shores, in our lands. And so we shouldn't be looking anywhere across the borders for, or really wagging our finger at them to say you're doing it wrong when it's happening right here in our own backyard. So until we can get, our own backyard in order, then we really shouldn't be going about the rest of the world trying to correct their behaviors.
Amen.
Yeah. So speaking of which, another one of those trials that we were talking about towards the end of the year that had wrapped up was the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, his killers. And they were found guilty, and just recently they were sentenced. So I guess there's a turn of the tides there when it comes to our law system, because they were all sentenced to life in prison, which is a rarity when it comes to justice in our country through the law system, the criminal justice system. And I guess with Derek Chauvin, the killer of George Floyd, still not having been sentenced. And even if he does, it'll probably be some slap on the wrist, since he now wants to go to federal prison, and another one was Kim Porter. That was the police officer that shot and killed Dante Wright. She was found guilty. That was she thought she had her taser when she really had a gun, and it was more than obvious. But yeah.
Well, here's the thing that I don't understand. I don't understand the uproar from the right, the political right, about that case, about her being found guilty. I'm confused by that, because she admits that she was going for her taser, but that she accidentally grabbed her gun and she shot this kid.
Right.
That's manslaughter.
Yeah.
That's literally the definition of, that's you accidentally killed someone you didn't mean to kill.
Well, to the right, the political right,
yeah,
police officers should get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to doing their job as law enforcers, because they have a hard job. So when it comes to them being in positions, in moments where they feel like their life is in danger, they should be able to utilize deadly force. That's just how that's the tunnel vision view that the right sees law enforcement. You know, it's unfortunate they don't see outside of that, even to where such a situation where she can even admit it, and they're like, well, you know, still she shouldn't be found guilty for it. You know, just you're wrong and let her go back to work.
You know what amazes me about that mindset on the right? That it's just the brain deadness of it. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean to people on the right tonight, but the brain deadness of that whole concept, right, is that I support the police, and if you don't listen, they have the right to be violent and blah, 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 all that kind of crap. That whole mentality only encourages a system that puts police in more danger every freaking day and gets police killed, you idiots. How about we all take a deep breath and back the hell off and maybe not get violent with every interaction we have with somebody who's not the same skin color as us?
How about that? Or just period, you know, just if it's your job as a peacekeeper,
right?
You know,
yes.
Why don't you act on that first? You know, it's like people look at that term policy enforcer, since that's essentially what they are. You know, as a police officer, they're enforcing policies that they should be able to do so and use the means of violence if need be to enforce those policies, to where you're so stupid. And this is what I was saying about the right. You're so brainwashed into thinking that that's okay, that they should be using violence to enforce these policies, that you don't see those same policies could be used against you. Like with this vaccine passport shit. As much as the right doesn't like it, if they wanted to be policy enforcers like they're doing over in New York, in which I'm pretty sure they're going to start doing soon here in California, then what do you do at that point? Do you continue to support the law enforcers? You know, the policy enforcers? Hell no, man. Come on. You got to draw the line somewhere. Tony Ellis in the house, he says, is that photo of P-Town? I don't see any tits. What's he talking about? Is that Portland or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Portland behind me in the tent. The homeless situation here in this city is ridiculous, dude. But
it says, where are the tents? I mean, you know, you're missing the highlight of the city here.
It really is the highlight of the city. There's nothing else worth a crap in Portland other than to go, ooh, wow, look at all the homeless people.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
yeah, that's like parts of L.A., San Francisco, Fresno, Sacramento, Oakland, San Diego, all of California, actually. If you come on down, Venice is just riddled with tent cities.
Yep. Well, and Seattle is too. Seattle's ridiculous. But look, I think all these cities, 'cause I know San Francisco is supposed to be this beautiful city, and Portland's a beautiful city, and Seattle's a beautiful city, and they all suck. It's like with this, the left coast has now become the armpit. Actually, we've become the butt crack of America. It's such an ugly place to live now, even though visually, right, from a nature standpoint, it's beautiful out here.
Yeah,
it's a disgusting.
They've built a beautiful prison. You know, it's a concrete prison that they've built, and a lot of people, they appreciate being in prison. You know,
yes, they do. It's safe there.
Especially in America, like you said, we've came to like this masochistic way of living where we're like, hard, you know, govern me harder, daddy.
Exactly. Exactly. That's just gross, but that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Please, tax me, daddy.
I can put your flag more. Beat me, you know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna blow chow, dude. That's disgusting.
Yeah. But yeah, if we actually wanted to be responsible adults for once, you know, and take accountability for our own actions, then we wouldn't be so dependent upon them and what they do, you know. And speaking of these political parties, more predictions for 2022. We have an election coming up, midterm elections. Everybody out there, guess what? this year is elections. If you didn't know it, here is your official, notification that this year there will be elections wherever the hell you are in America. They're called midterm elections. Yes, we have a presidential election every 4 years, and they're trying to pump up that coming in 2024. But this year, 2022, midterm elections where you will be able to get to elect your senators, your assembly, your mayors, your city council, your governors, okay? All of your state officials will be up for election. So pay close attention. What's happening here in California is a lot of falling apart. You have a lot of politicians resigning and leaving because they simply just don't want to do the job anymore.
Does that really happen in California?
Yes, Devin Nunes. He's resigning from his seat to go work for some Trump media company. Lorena Gonzalez, the chick that pushed AB5 to basically criminalize you working as an independent contractor in California, she's going to work as president for one of the labor unions here in California. So, and they're abandoning all of these seats, leaving them open, and people don't see the perfect opportunity there. I'm going to tell you all right now, especially if you're in California, find out if your seat will be vacant locally, because if so, run for office. That's a great opportunity for you as a freedom fighter, as a liberty thinker, to occupy that space for we the people and take back our government. This is how it happens on the local level. If we can just start thinking like that. Some of these politicians are going to be running unopposed. That means against nobody. And if they make it through the primary and people vote because they're the only damn person on the ballot, you can even get as a write-in candidate. As long as somebody votes for you, then you end up proceeding through to the general election in November, and you'll be on the ballot again, going head to head. Make it happen. We can start right here. And it's a lot of infighting happening with the Republican Party. They're pretty much falling apart. They're dysfunctional as ever. As much as the Democratic Party, believe it or not, the DNC and GOP in California are bullshit. They're just they're worse than the Libertarian Party.
That's saying something, man.
More money.
That's saying something, because the Libertarian Party is
yeah, when it comes to leadership and organization and all of that shit, running shop, they don't have it together at all. What they do have is a whole lot of donors,
right.
Big money donors, little donors, and they got people stuck into thinking that you must vote for one of us or your opponent will win. That's the dualistic mindset and retaliatory, voting that they want their supporters to do. If you're a Republican, you got to fight those liberal lefts by voting and supporting us. If you're a Democrat, you got to vote for us, or those white supremacist, Republicans will get elected. It's like you're feeding your supporters with fear. So when we come in as libertarians and we say it's all about love and unity, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not attractive.
People don't want to hear it. But think about what we grew up, like, just from a culture standpoint. We grew up on, right, Rambo. We grew up on Schwarzenegger. Right? We've been fighting, right, as a nation. We are a people. We are a fighting people. We are a warrior people. Exactly. That's what we do, is fight. So the idea of peace and love, look, that sounds great, if you're, like Caltech or whatever, but in the real world, there's no peace, there's no love. That's how I do think people think that way in this country, and I do think it's sad. I'm going to say from experience, right, as somebody who also was a dyed-in-the-wool conservative for many years of his life, I felt that way.
Yeah.
But you feel that from a place of fear, and you feel that from
Exactly.
a place of lack of control, and it comes from a place of just it's I don't know, it's sad.
Right. It is.
It's sad.
It's really sad because it takes away that hope, I guess, that we're all supposed to have. You know, they promote it in movies and TV shows and all of this shit, just generally as an idea, as
Right.
something we should be embracing. But when it comes to action and follow through, people are hopeless. You know,
Yes.
they're hopeless about their fucking political parties, yet they still go out and vote for them. You know, they're hopeless. I can't tell you how many Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians say, I can't stand the party, but I'm still going to vote tribally, you know,
Right.
and support them in their efforts, even though I disagree with them.
Yeah.
We got to get out of that altogether. And my prediction for 2022 is we won't do that. We still
Yes,
won't do that.
I think you're right.
More of the same on that in that area.
Of course, but here's the thing, man. And again, this is where I feel like I'm optimistic about it. Of course, and I don't get pissed at people. Of course, they're going to vote Republican or Democrat. They're too afraid to do anything else. And
Exactly.
look, so here's the good news, right?
All right,
We already know the outcome. It doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat. People are going to vote. Things are going to get worse. That's a guarantee.
Niggas not now. We're a little too black for me tonight.
All right, Jackson Phil, I guess.
Yeah, I think we can X that, right?
Then we have people that want to jump in the show and just wait, but it's some old white guy. What is he doing?
You know what? Here's the thing, man. I guess at this stage, I'm honored that somebody felt that our show.
What'd you say, Shay?
I'm honored that somebody thought that our show needed to be disrupted. Right? These guys, this stuff we're talking about, it's too. I can't. We better show a dick.
I guess there's no better way to start 2022 than, you know.
Oh yeah. I'm guessing that. I'm guessing that guy was from California.
So yeah, I guess Jackson Field wanted to come in and show his porn collection.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing, Jackson. But we'll be keeping an eye on you from now on, Jackson Phil, since you are now on our band from Nick and Shane show list.
Yes.
But yeah, for if any of you out there are watching and you want to jump into the conversation that we're having, excluding, you know, porn, you know, which I guess that'll be falling into the 2022 prediction. We can talk about that.
More porn in 2022. That's
more porn in 2022.
Because, you know what? I'm not going to disagree with that. I think probably people will watch more porn. What else do you watch? The news?
All right, let's be honest. Okay, so the sex industry is one of those industries that kind of just it survives recessions. Any type of down and downtrend in the economy or whatever, economically, they tend to survive. The sex industry, the food industry, the hospitality industry, and the construction industry. Okay, now, since we're now in the technological industry, you can throw in the technological industry.
Alcohol and drug, pharmaceuticals.
Exactly. Oh yeah, for sure. That's the underground shit right there. Of course, drugs. You know, drugs and alcohol always survives. You know what I'm saying? You're not a real governor and never will be. Sobs are all parasites, says Leslie Knowles. I don't know who you are, Leslie, but I'm the governor of me, motherfucker. So I'm the real governor right there.
Leslie, jump on, man. Come talk with us. You've got
Leslie apparently got a problem with people who are sovereign. You know, are you a sovereign individual, Shane? Are you
I am.
are you living in a sovereign nation?
I believe so. But
I
so
thought
Leslie,
we did in America.
Leslie, come on, man. Don't be afraid. Jump on the show.
Yeah, Leslie, we can, if you want to have a conversation about why you think of
Sovereign
people
people are
owning
parasites.
themselves is a problem, you know, then yeah, let's have a conversation about it, because I believe 2022 more people will claim their sovereignty. I'm gonna put that out there. As a manifestation in a country that allows me to do so, you know. So I'm gonna put that out there to everybody out there watching. If you're watching the Nick and Shane show, claim your sovereignty. Even you, Leslie. I know you like being a slave to the state. It's obvious, you know, you're a statist. And you want to govern me harder, daddy. You know, you're one of those.
Govern me harder, daddy.
Just get a
That's a
tattoo on your ass, Leslie.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
We need a t-shirt. Just govern me harder, daddy, and just the Nick and Shane show logo up in the corner.
Yeah. And we got to make a gag with the American flag with, with batons on your back and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
you parasite.
Yeah, we're a parasite because we want to live free and think for ourselves. Well,
you know
Leslie,
what,
thank
Nick,
you.
Man, so we have Porn Boy showed up, and now Leslie knows nothing. Whoever this guy was, right? That's too. I appreciate that we're getting this kind of attention.
Yes, I'm telling you, whenever you get haters, you know you're getting loved. You know, you're doing something right. Whenever you get somebody talking shit about whatever you're doing.
Outside of our 4 friends between us, I didn't think anybody was watching this.
Right. I thought you were playing the broadcast on your other screen just so we could get an extra view, you know?
Exactly. Running up the numbers. I've got my wife watching on her phone.
Well, Leslie and Dick Porn Guy, thank you for watching.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, boys.
To the both of you. Tony says, another shirt. I'm the governor of me, motherfucker. All right. Thank you. I like that. I might have to do that and trademark
Tony,
or something.
Tony, you got to prognosticate for us, Tony. What do you think? What's the one big thing? Actually, Nick, I'll start with you. What do you think? One big thing. If there was one big story that you predict for 2022, what do you think it'll be? The out of the blue, crazy, no one saw it coming.
That's actually a good one, because if you say never saw it coming, you know, that
means you can make some stuff up, man.
Somebody is expecting something, you know. If you talk about on the economical side and the fall of the dollar and all of that stuff, somebody's, you know, expecting that to happen. If you talk about some war that may pop off, you know, some drama just to kind of deter our attention, you know, somebody say you could expect that, you know, with this asteroid shit. They're talking about asteroids all of a sudden in the media, and, you know, this new movie and shit on Netflix. It's called Don't Look Up. Definitely check it out. Yeah, and then there was an asteroid explosion over Pittsburgh. It was like 30 tons. And NASA didn't say a fucking word. Okay? It's like... And then all of a sudden there's streaks in the sky and shit, just bits of fucking asteroids and comets. So it's like, if an asteroid were to hit, God forbid, there would be somebody saying, you know, I told you so. So I don't know. There's not really much we can say, or I can make a prediction of to say that somebody wasn't expecting, because somebody out there is expecting something to happen. You know, in this land of unpredictability, shit.
That was the longest winded. I don't want to go first and make a prediction answer I've ever heard.
Good.
So, all right,
your turn.
Yeah, for me, 2022. I don't know. I think it's going to be something weird, right? I think it's going to be something weird, like some major sport or something like that is going to bankrupt, or like something is going to bankrupt that we don't see coming. Whether it's like a professional sport, a college sport, or something like that. I feel like something cultural like that is coming, and it's going to be like out of the blue, like, oh wow, we were getting ready for Major League Baseball to start, and turns out no,
Right.
season's not gonna happen for whatever reason.
Tony Ellis says, I hope Godzilla is involved, whatever the big story is, right? I don't know, man. They're finding creatures off the coast, of what is it, California here and shit. It's been raining like crazy. I don't know. Godzilla definitely could pop up, or King Kong off the Amazon or some shit.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, to tell you the truth, I think the 2022 prediction is going to have to do with money. Our ecosystem, our economical system here in America is falling apart. And you're hearing my prediction right now, okay? All of the people watching. This is my first time ever saying this out loud. All right? This whole COVID crisis has been a distraction because the American dollar is falling apart, okay? The rest of the world is smart. We've been acting like they're stupid. They're not using the American dollar to trade with each other anymore. That's what made the American dollar valuable. If you look at transitions that happened with our dollar, it went from the gold standard, which made it valuable. Okay? And we enticed other countries to do their trading among each other using the American dollar. We had them for a while until they said, you know what? We can use our own damn money, like Gaddafi in Libya. And they killed him because, they were going to start their own money. So we got some guests here popping up here. I don't know, Jimmy Ferner and Maxwell.
I don't know either of them, man. Oh, yeah. Guests. Bring them on one at a time.
One at a time. All right, here we go. Maxwell.
How you doing, Philly? My name is Maxwell. How you doing today, Philly?
We're doing fantastic. How about yourself, Maxwell?
I'm doing fantastic, Philly. So I was on my parcel one day. I saw a Jigaboo come by. He said, "Give me your money, ooga booga." And I said, "Oh no, don't give that to me, Philly." I said, don't give me. I'm gonna get the shotgun if you get that done, man. I said
no. All right. So I'm guessing Maxwell's friend Jimmy Ferner is on the line. Yeah.
Boy, here we go.
So we're actually attracting.
Oh man.
I think the 2022 Nick and Shay shows are going to be lit, man.
I think they are. Oh, dude, that's spectacular.
Straight up. Great. Great. So Hitler's cousin is asking, do you like Hitler?
It's a thoughtful question. It's deep. It's something that I've spent years of my life not pondering at all. I've never given it much thought. No, Hitler's cousin. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. No, well, Hitler's cousin, I hate to be honest with you, but if you live in America, your country loves Hitler. Your government. Because a lot of those Nazi scientists, came over to America and started working for us and, created pharmaceutical companies. I'm not going to call them out like Pfizer, but, Yeah, all of them out there, they have an agenda, and it's to harm we the people. If you haven't realized it by now, I think that's something that's going to come to fruition in 2022. Is people are going to start thinking that again. You know, fuck big pharma. They really just care
You-
about the almighty dollar, the money. You
I
know,
hope
because
so,
now they're
man.
saying 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots, 6 shots. You know, it's like people are getting fed up with the boosters.
Yeah. Hey,
And
wait a minute. Speaking of shots, didn't you go and was it Peter McCullough that you went and listened to speak?
no, I did not get a chance to go, bro. I didn't.
What?
Yeah. No, I didn't get a chance to go. I had to give up my seat to someone else. Yeah, but that would have been
Oh,
a good event to attend.
did you see his
Unfortunately,
did you see his interview with Joe Rogan?
no, I didn't get a chance to check that out.
All right. Look, man, that honestly, you have got to do it. And we should talk about that next week.
Absolutely. I would like to do that.
Yeah.
I think if
Yeah.
we
Is
can,
that okay for us to do? Like as like guys that have their own show, is it okay to just like
yeah,
steal
we
Joe
can do it.
Rogan's show and talk about Joe Rogan and about how great
Yeah,
of a
man, we can do
podcast he
whatever
is?
the fuck we want. That's the that's the beauty of owning your own shit. Is you don't have anybody telling you what you can and can't do. So yes, we could do a review of the Rogan interview with this guy here, that Peter McCullough or whatever,
It
Dr.
needs
Peter McCullough.
it needs to be reviewed, man. It's unbelievable.
For
It's
sure, for sure. We'll do that. Ladies, man, obviously. Jack B in the house. I'm not sure. Oh, I think he was talking about some of the comments the people were making in the chat room.
okay. I was like, did I get another fan? Really?
Right. But yeah, with regards to the money, it's gonna fall apart. And more countries are going to shift to cryptocurrencies and using it as their you know, what is it, main currency. Yeah, as legal tender. Yeah, El Salvador, man. El Salvador is kind of kicking in the doorway, and another a few other countries are implementing it. Also, you also have other businesses
Right.
like what is it? PayPal, Visa, starting to receive and make transactions using cryptocurrency. And with this whole NFT thing kind of pushing the industry even further and kind of normalizing and making more people aware of the power of cryptocurrency, you know, then I think more people will start to get involved in it and utilize it, you know, because it's a system that's been waiting for us to take advantage of. If we don't like the powers that be controlling our monetary system, then we simply don't have to use it anymore, you know, and the majority of our transactions are done digitally, whether you're online making a purchase through Amazon or some shit like that, or you're getting your paycheck from your employer and they're making a direct deposit into your account. You know, what does it matter of how the transaction is done? What matters most is what you're getting paid with is actually valuable. And right now, your dollar is going do 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 do. Pretty soon, it's gonna be worthless. You can use that shit for paper to burn, and keep yourself warm at night. But
It is. So, Nick, I'm going to give you my 2 cents on cryptocurrency.
What's that?
Is it better than the dollar? Sure. Is it better than the current fiat currency? Sure. But I will say this, right? I'm going to go back to this whole Kazakhstan thing, right? The people of Kazakhstan decided they didn't like their government anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened?
What's that?
The government shut off the internet. How's that cryptocurrency working in Kazakhstan right now?
Oh, it's working just fine.
It's not.
Let me
They
tell
don't
you
have.
how. All
They
right,
don't
so
have
I
internet.
love it when people say this, you know, the naysayers. Let me tell you the beauty of this. Maybe Jack B could jump into session. Jack, I see you out here dropping comments. He says he likes Hex bought through Ethereum. He says our sales will be empty at some point. I think he said our shelves will be empty at some point.
They will be empty at some point. Yeah.
Let me tell you about that, okay? Because a lot of people do have that concern is what if they shut off the internet? Well, you'd have to shut off the internet all over the world unless you have that type of power, which could only happen through maybe a EMP, you know, some type of a EMP assault or, you know, attack or whatever the case may be, pulse, electromagnetic pulse, where it kills all of the electronics. You know, you ever seen that? Somebody use an EMP device and it kills all of the electronics. Can't use it again. You pretty much got to start from scratch. Now, if you have a Faraday cage, some shit blocking your electronic devices, then, you know, when that happens, then you'll be able to protect your computers. Now, you have a lot of businesses, technology businesses, protecting their servers with Faraday cages, especially mining computers, ones that are using to mine the cryptocurrency. Now, if they're protecting those, then even if there was an EMP, they're not going down and it's always going to be there. Now, while cryptocurrency is being used virtually to buy physical assets, even if what you said, a country like Kazakhstan, where they shut down a computer, they can't buy any shit, you know, in Kazakhstan. But if they leave and go somewhere else, if they have a cryptocurrency account, that account is always going to be accessible as long as they have access to a computer, you know. And if they want it in their hand, they can always put it on a hard wallet, you know, a hard what is it, like a hard drive and shit like that, little flash drive, and there you go. Anywhere that they go, they can plug it into a computer, and now that's their bank account, you know. The blockchain can fork too, says Robert E. Damadura in the house. Thank you very much. Yeah, and the blockchain is basically what it's built on. That's what I was saying about them having to shut down all of the computers all over the world in order to stop the crypto ecosystem. It's not going to happen, man. That's too much power for one government to have. We, the people, wouldn't allow that. Even if the American government was to shut down all of the computers in America, people still would have access to a damn computer, you know, and the internet based on some independent source. You know, you got Tesla right now developing access, and that's really why they don't want him, Elon Musk, to promote this Starlink web system, because it's a group of satellites basically that will provide internet access. You know, so if you subscribe to the Starlink, now whatever internet web service provider that you're using, Time Warner or Spectrum or whatever they want to call themselves, Verizon, AT&T, you don't have to go with them. You can go with Starlink, and now it's based off of satellites versus, you know, this independent satellite system. So you're definitely going to always have access to the internet. You know, that's one thing I don't doubt is in 2022, we will not lose access to the internet.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I definitely not.
You'll see crypto continue to climb and go to the moon. And I say, hell, why not take a seat? You know, even if it's in the back of the rocket, at least you on board. You know what I'm saying? So buy $50 of crypto, buy $100 of crypto, buy any amount of crypto, just buy some fucking crypto, because you can talk about it all day long, but until you got some skin in the game, that's when you're actually invested and, you know, will want to be involved in what happens with it. So buy some crypto. Okay? Because when the dollar goes to shit, you at least got some money in your pocket. Don't jinx us. Jesus is almost here, obviously. All right. Right, Jack? Yeah, I guess to the Christian community out there that still thinks Jesus is going to come back. I have family members who are looking around at this COVID crisis and saying, why isn't Jesus coming back to rapture us already? You know, we're suffering. This is awful. Apparently, you know, I don't know. 2022, you think it's the year of Jesus's return?
That'd be kind of cool, man.
He come back and wave a
Wouldn't
magic
it?
wand and fix everything.
Look, man, I'm all about the fight. I am, but there's a piece of me that wants off this rock. So if he would just go ahead and show up, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm with Jack. He's late.
Jack, he on his way, y'all. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
He may be God's kid and all that shit, but he's got some explaining to do. It's taken way too long.
See, and this is the fucked up part about religion is they got people, millions and billions of people all over the world sitting around waiting for a person, a man that looks more like you than me to come back to this planet, claim his rightful place, and wave his magic wand and fix everything. Like I said, fix everything.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. You're confusing Jesus with that wizard dude on Lord of the Rings. Jesus didn't have a wand. He had a cross.
Well, he go wave his magical cross. And
right.
Down my heels, says Jack B. Straight up. Janika Ellis, I hope I said that right. Hello and welcome.
Jenica, yeah.
It's all about the money grab. Straight up. Yeah, got to get that money right now. Jack B says the name is
Gandalf. That's right, Gandalf.
But yeah, I mean, that's the idea, is that Jesus is going to come back and act like Gandalf instead of telling people the truth, which is Christ consciousness is within us all. And it's a tapping into a higher elemental being that you are, your energy, your soul, that, you know, our creator, whatever you want to call him, God, Allah, you know, the Big Bang, you know, the consciousness of creation that put the life wheel, you know, into motion, you know, is within us all. And all you got to do is tap in. You know, you can meditate, you can pray, you know, you can be loving to people. That's just how you tap into your Christ consciousness. You know
what, Nick? The millions of Christians who listen to our show are ready to burn you at the stake right now. That's what up, Jay?
Evangelicals, you know, they're just like,
I prayed for
wisdom. Jack B says, I prayed for wisdom years ago and there's no going back. Absolutely, yeah. Once you get wise into the game, I mean, your eyes are open, your third eye is open. There is no turning back, you know. So all of you people out there, we appreciate you jumping into the Nick and Shane show. And all of the comments and questions, even our
really appreciated the guests, man. Really liked the guests tonight. It was high class all the way.
All the people that crashed our party, you know, we thank you for even stopping by, you know what I'm saying, and checking us out. But we will be back next week, Friday, where we're going to be doing what Shane said. We're going to be doing a review of the Joe Rogan, Dr. Peter McCullough interview. All right.
It's on Spotify. For those of you who are listening, get a chance, listen to it. It's important, I think.
Yeah, that's the best way that I can put it out before we talk on Friday, you guys, and we can talk about the whole interview all together. All right. I'll keep fighting for peace and love. until they ban assault hugs. Exactly. See, I like how Tony thinks.
Oh yeah. Oh Nick, you love hanging out with Tony. Tony and Jenica both.
All right, let's do it. Definitely. Well, you guys, please check me out. Connect on social media at Governor Wildstar on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Of course, if you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, please subscribe, hit that bell, hit that thumbs up, hit like, comment, all that good stuff. Just engage, interact. That's what we need. We want to increase our engagement, so we don't need millions of people to do that. All we need is you. All right. We appreciate you for being here with us on the Nick and Shane show. Yeah, for sure. Great songs, Cue Ball. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jack B. Speaking of which, I'm going to drop the intro to the song.
Happy New Year.
To the show. Yeah, happy New Year, guys, and take care until next time.
Bye. He's Nick.
And he's Shane. Bye.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Nick.
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 Shane. Shane.
Nick.
Shane.
Nick.
Shane.
Nick.
Shane.
Nick.
Shane.
Hi, I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm 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 Shane.